What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 4 of my NHL 22 Ottawa Senators Franchise Mode Series. We're currently 5-1 through 6 preseason games. Bath's in there at 7 points in 6 games. If you guys missed the last episode, spoiler warning, I'm going to show you who won the Stanley Cup. It was the Dallas Stars, breaking the Maple Leaf streak there after they went back-to-back, following the Lightning's back-to-back. Our team was yet to make the playoffs. I'm really hoping and thinking they'll change this season because our team's pretty stacked. So I'll show you guys the lines here. Tkachuk, Stützle, Patre on the first line. That's nasty, getting a +2. We then have Batherson, Cooley, Mangiapane getting a +5. This is Cooley's rookie season, 20 years old. Really good two-way forward. I'm a little concerned about his puck skills, but decent shot, good skater. Hopefully this works out. Max Domi there, I think we got super cheap. Yeah, 1.5 for 2 years. Playing with Norris and Wheeler on the third line. Then we got Colin White, Zaka, Arvidsson. Nasty fourth line. All our 84s. Like, just ridiculous, honestly. Defensively here, Shabbat, Doughty top pair. I'm hoping that Doughty trade works out for us. Brancham, Sanderson second pair. Bernard Docker and Murphy on the bottom pair. We got Murphy for pretty cheap as well. He's really good defensively. 90 awareness, shot block, stick check. In goal here, we got Anderson starting. Gustin backing him up. And then in regards to the special teams, they actually look really good this season. +5 on both power plays, which is awesome. 4-man there's a +2 and a +5. PKs, 2 +3s, quite balanced. 3-man there's a 0 and a +1. So it's looking good. I'm thinking, like I said, we really should be a playoff team. If we're not, something went horribly wrong. AHL team next year, guys. We have Tolvanen in 82 on the first line. I got him for 2.3. I felt like, he was 25, can still grow. I had to sign him. I'm thinking maybe call him up if we make a trade. In NHL, Formanton and Fantilli as well in that first line. Fantilli, 1980. He'll probably make the team next year. Fajimo's an 80. Same with Craig, playing with Lucius there in the middle. Marco Casper on the third line, Tyler Madden, a Chargers an 84th line center. I signed him as an insurance option. We did not need him at all. Defensively here, Brophy, 67 medium elite. Allen's 81 doesn't fit chemistry-wise. We get a +3 though, top pair. We then have Lassie Thompson and Lucas Johansson on the second pair. Pickering here, 20, 76, medium top 4. Terry there, just a low top 4, so D looks good. Thompson's 24, 78. I'm hoping at least he gets to an 80. Right now looks like he might be a bust though. Rodriguez, our AHL starter. Saugard backing him up. Like, this team looks really good too. So, excited to start simming this season and see how both these teams do. Also, too, guys, before we start the sim, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support on this series. Really appreciate it. If you can, take a second and leave a thumbs up on this episode as well. It would mean a lot. Now, before we do start the sim, though, guys, looking at the ratings for this season, we've got 95 offense, 95 defense, 86 goaltending. Let's see if that's good enough to finally make the playoffs. And real quick, guys, I want to thank SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video. Live events are back, and that means you can get $20 off your tickets at SeatGeek using code TacTix. And if you guys have somehow never heard of SeatGeek, it's a ticketing app that makes buying tickets super simple, especially if you download the app on your phone. By far and away, the easiest way to buy tickets. Whether it's a hockey game, concert, festival, football, basketball, baseball, doesn't matter what it is, SeatGeek takes tickets from all over the web and puts them into one place to make buying super simple. SeatGeek also has a color-coded system, so you know when you're getting a good deal. If it's green, it's a good deal. Dark green's the best. And if it's red, it's a bad deal. And honestly, guys, since I'm in Windsor, I'm just excited for the border to be opening back up. That way I can start going to Red Wings games again, even Tigers games in the summer. And to make sure you guys are getting the best deal possible, use my code TACTICS for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase using promo code TACTICS. And make sure you click the link in the description box below to download the SeatGeek app. And we just got a trade out from the Canucks, guys. Radulov in a 4th for Greg, a 4th in Castles. Thing is, 384s on the 4th line. We don't need Radulov, even if he's like an 85, 86. So, I'm going to say no, especially since Greg's one of our better prospects. Alright, guys, this is really interesting. Right at the end of December here, we're positive record 18, 14, and 2, but I thought we'd be doing so much better than that. Currently, 6th in the division. We are only a point back of the wild card there, as the Lightning have 39, and then the Panthers even have 40. We're 2 points back of that, but they do have games in hand on us. So, like, we're still, in the mix. We're only 4 back of the Maple Leafs for the 3rd spot in the division. We're doing better than the Devils there, who fighting for a wild card spot as well. But I don't know. I thought we'd be doing so much better. AHL team's crushing it, 26, 5, and 3. That's awesome to see. Leading score right now, Stützle, 40 and 34, and Tolvanen in the AHL, 37, 34. Not gonna hit the panic button quite yet, but at the deadline, we're still kind of just outside looking in. We're gonna have to make some trade to try and force us into the playoffs. And we just got a big trade up here, guys, from the Penguins, Nemestikov and Suter for Lucius and Yakula. I assume Meskov and Suter are like 81, 82 range, but gotta do our due diligence here. Take a look. Meskov is an 82, making 1.5 is pretty cheap. Suter's only an 80. Wow. So yeah, really those guys don't help us at all. And wow, that's our 4th straight loss. Luckily, a couple back-to-back wins. TJ Oshie from Marco Casper. Medium bottom 6 potential is concerning. Yeah, he's an 83. Lots of X factors, but what's crazy is an 83 doesn't even make our 4th line. So yeah, we're just gonna hold on to our nice prospects here. Hopefully, can like kind of keep winning. Blue Jackets fire their head coach. We're currently in a wild card spot, barely. As you guys can see, there we're 1 point back of the Panthers, who hold another wild card. 1 point back of the Canadiens, who are actually 3rd in the division. So it's close. 10-point lead on the Maple Leafs, who just really fell out the last couple months here. In the Metro there, Rangers would be the next best team at 65. We have a 7-point lead on them. Okay, so we're pretty comfortably in the wild card spot, but definitely can't take our foot off the gas. Sturgill there, 71 points in 62 games. We'll take a look at the AHL team. 12's got 65 and 60. They got 93 points for 1st in the division. So we'll get to the deadline. I guess we're still a conservative buyer. Like, we're not a good enough team to really warrant, giving up all of our best futures right now. Especially since, there's a chance, even if we do make the playoffs, could be one and done. Line there, #1 player on the block. Tavares, interesting. Connor Brown, I'm liking that trade for us. Blue Jackets trying to cash in on him. And he's up to an 88. Jeez, he must have played well with them. Crosby there. Oh my gosh, imagine. That'd be kind of nasty to bring in Crosby. Seth Jones, that's a huge contract, 9.5 next 6. Kuznetsov, Chychrun, Patty Kane, Drew Doughty, so that's the assistant GM. Klingberg. Doughty's only got a couple more seasons. Honestly, I'm thinking Crosby. It's either Crosby or a goalie. Let's actually take a look and see. Anderson's down to 84, but .909 and 2.84 is not bad. We've had a lot worse. Gustin there, .898, 3.34. Could be better, but he's a backup, so it's really not the end of the world. And like I was saying, looking at our defense there, I think they're pretty stacked. I feel like, why not try and get Sidney Crosby? I think that'd be just insane. And now the guy I'm actually thinking about trading for Crosby, guys, is Mangiapane, as he's making almost $6 million for the next 4 years. We're probably going to need that money for Jake Sanderson's new contract. Good player, lots of goals there, 28, but he's a -10. And like I was looking at our 4th line, they're actually producing really well for the ice time. Like Colin White, 27 points, 11 minutes. Arvidsson, 21 and 8.5. Zaka here, 29 points in 8.5 minutes. Like, that is such good production. If we can bring them back cheaply. Pacioretty down to 83. Oh no, I don't like that. Is still scoring quite a bit. 35 goals there. 26 assists. I don't like how he's dropped off though. We got him at 1 more year still for $8 million. Maybe it would make sense to trade Pacioretty for Crosby instead of Mangiapane, because it's a lot more money. Oh wow, look at this trade, guys. A 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, Achari for Hamill, who's got medium top 6. 1967. Oh wow. For just a bunch of extras. The chances we get a medium top 6 with those picks isn't great, so I'm going to say yes. It's a really nice offer there from the Rangers. Alright guys, so raise the offer making the Penguins for Crosby. Mangiapane, 4 years left, almost $6 million. Again, good player, but we have a lot of young forwards coming up. I wouldn't mind getting out from under that contract. Lutz here is decent, but 21, only 67, medium top 6. I feel like he's expendable. Again, we have a lot of good young forward prospects. Sidney Crosby, he's a difference maker. He could literally, be the reason we win the Stanley Cup. I don't think anyone can complain about making this trade. See what the Penguins say. Value's on our side. Both their players are on the block. They bought both of ours. Honestly, I'm looking at it. We might even be able to get a pick out of them here. The guy on their side is just there for the roster spot. Let's add a 4th rounder to the Penguins. Trade's accepted. Okay, so that was a huge trade. I can't believe we got Sidney Crosby, but the Penguins aren't playing well this year. What was their record? 18 and 36. I guess they just wanted to, start that rebuild. Speaking of picks here, guys, we still have 3/3 in this year's draft. We're looking pretty good. And like I was saying, guys, looking at Gustin's stats here, they're not that great. Rodriguez's stats in the AHL are pretty good. 24 role backup. I'm thinking about actually making him the new backup. Sauger can start in the AHL. He's got really nice numbers. .906, 2.12. Gustafsson probably can't get that much for. But doing this would also allow Alexeyev here to be the backup in the AHL. Hopefully help him grow. So if we can get like a 4th round pick from some team, I feel like that's worth it. While they're interested here, actually the 4th has a little bit less value than Gustafsson. Could maybe even get LA 3rd for Philip Gustafsson. Trades rejected. They have Marc-Andre Fleury. Why does it show they're interested then? The Oilers like him. I'll take the Oilers 3rd next year because we do have 3/3 this year. Trades rejected. Okay, so maybe it is a 4th round pick. Let's try a 4th and a 7th here then for Gustafsson. And they say yes. Okay, so hopefully, I don't regret that. I don't think so though. He's also 26, so he was done growing. He was an 83. Rodriguez still has a couple seasons left to grow. Could also become an 83 and might be cheaper and potentially a bit better. Look at this, guys. The Devils want to give us 2 seconds for 2 seconds A low top 6 guy doesn't matter. They're also a good team, though. Interesting. I mean, if we bet on our... Oh, I was going to say yes, because I was thinking if we bet on ourselves, then their picks will be higher, but I ran out of time there. So, Nashville, traded Mulligan to the Bruins. Our trade there, Gustin to the Oilers. First round pick for Toronto. Wow. Leafs could get a return there. Our trade for Crosby, which is huge. The Pittsburgh Penguins traded Bluger there for Brassard and Lapointe, a couple prospects. Myers there and Husso go to the Coyotes. Fleury to the Minnesota Wild. That actually might happen in real life. Alex Tuck to Anaheim Ducks for second round pick and Fleury. Achari there is another trade of ours. Bjorkstrand went to the Penguins for a second and a third. Interesting, so they're selling, but they got Bjorkstrand. Dylan Strome to the Stars, okay. Philip Myers there to Buffalo. Nick Merkley to the Ducks. Jake Muzzin to the Calgary Flames. Jacob Chychrun with Colin Miller to the Hurricanes for a first and a second round pick. I feel like the Hurricanes should have given up more than that. They also got a third round pick back. Wow. A first and a second for Chychrun, Miller, and a third. That's nuts. Milano there to Nashville. Maybe like Chychrun's only got 1 year left on his deal. I think he actually might, but that still seems like not enough to give up. And after the trade deadline, guys, just an updated look at the lines. We now have Tkachuk, Crosby, Batherson as our first line, getting a +5. We've also got +5 in the second line there. Wheeler, Stützle, Pacioretty, Cooley, Norris, and White. It's got to be like the best shutdown line in the league. Their third line, you can see the D awareness. They're 88 for White, 87 for Norris, 91 for Cooley, so that's nasty. Domi, Zaka, Arvidsson get a -1, but they're all high rated, and they're all playing pretty well with, low minutes of ice time. I'm not sure if they're coming back, so I don't really mind that too much. Now, Stützle I would like in the top line, but as you can see here, there's no way to do that and still keep the +5. Defensively, no changes. Special teams, I think I got Crosby all over the place. First line center for power play 1. Foreman power play 1, he's the first line center. I got Norris including all the PKs though, because obviously really good D awareness. And then in regards to the AHL team, I think it's pretty much the same on that Hamill guy though that the Rangers gave us. I didn't even realize he had tape-to-tape X Factor, so makes the trade just even better. I really don't know why they wanted to get rid of him, but he's on the fourth line right now. I'm sure he'll get more ice time as he grows. I think defense there is the same. Of course, goalie, actually should mention that. Sauger is now starting. Alexeyev backing him up. And then we've got Rodriguez, the backup NHL. Hopefully Alexeyev there, immediately potential, can start to grow some more. So I'll keep sending here, guys, so the season's over. Hopefully we end up in a playoff spot. And actually, guys, just made one quick change. I took Sanderson off the power play, put Norris on it. In 60 games this year, he's only got 23 points. I want to try and get him going here. He's third line, so hopefully a bit of power play time will help him produce more. And so finally this season here, guys, we finished with a record of 45, 31, and 6. Not too bad, especially since we had a pretty slow start. 96 points on the year. The Atlantic was just stacked. I mean, the Panthers' last wildcard spot with 91 points. They did better than the Flyers there, and the Metro, who finished third in the Metro with 87. AHL team, 61 wins. That's nuts. 15 and 6, 128 points. I feel like, yeah, they had to win the AHL, although, who was that there? The Heat, only 7 points back. So, finally make the playoffs. I thought we were going to be more dominant than that this year, but, at least we are taking a step. No longer missing the playoffs. Stützle, 91-82. Tolvin, 88. Again, good chance Tolvin will be used in the NHL team next year. So, we'll see how everyone else did here. Crosby, 82 and 80. Over a point per game. And look at that. On our team, he had 23 and 19. So, playing pretty good for us so far. Tkachuk, just under point per game. Pacioretty's pretty close, and he's just dropped in rating yet again. I think when we signed him, he was like 87, so he's dropped 5 overall, putting up a point per game with 41 goals. I feel like he'll probably bounce back in the summer. Babson, 68 is not bad. Cooley, 50, probably not going to be good enough to win the Calder, unfortunately. Wheeler, 46 is okay. Sanderson, Zaka, Norris, 36. Maybe you got going a bit more, but that's all right. Goaltending-wise, so Anderson there, .907 and 2.92. No shutouts, though. Rodriguez looked really good in the limited action he had. .945 save percentage at 1.74 goals against. A bit ridiculous, honestly. Sauger in the AHL, .915 and 1.99. So, wow, he took the starting job and he owned it, that's for sure. Alexeyev there, 5-0, .913 and a 1.6. What the heck? Our AHL team is so sick. I think he's already gone up in rating, too. I want to say it was like a 67. So that's awesome to see. Tolvin, 88. Formanton, 72. Greg, 70 there. Fantilli, 68. Okay. Fajimo, 59. Man, 55. Lucius. Allen there at 50 points. Jeez, okay. So if we can break the chemistry work, he could also get called up next year, although I'm not really sure if there's even a spot for him on the NHL team. Take a look here at the entire league. Feel like, wow, McDavid, 138. He popped off. Drysdale, Matthews, Lundell, 108. Geez, up to a 90. Scheifele, Pastrnak, Barzell, Besser, Stammer. Most goals goes to Matthews there with 58 points. Defenseman here, Cale Makar with 80. He's up to a 96 at 26 years old. Jeez. Okay, I mean, he only outscored Hedman there by a little bit. I'll take a look next at rookie skaters. Yeah, okay, so Cooley was not even really close. The 7th highest scoring skater. Braden Yeager there, who he could have drafted instead of Fantilli. Already put up 49 points, 81 overall. Okay, hopefully made the right choice there. Beniers, 61. Is that Villy? Or no, Vesahano. Okay, I was going to say. Goaltending-wise, Keith Kincaid? What?
What?
What the heck? 76 overall, Keith Kincaid. Had 43 wins. What? What? What the heck? 8 shutouts? .905, 3.04? What the heck? Rodriguez had the best save percentage, but for a starter it was Hellebuck there. And goals against was also Rodriguez, but for a starter was Hellebuck. So Hellebuck probably wins the Vezina. I'm honestly dumbfounded there by Keith Kincaid. Okay, so entire league, the Islanders got first. They must, okay, so they're stacked, and he started for some reason. I have to take a look at their defense, like who was in front of them. We got 12th there in the entire league. We'll see here who finished last this season. The Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll explain why they traded us Crosby. Goals for? Wow, we're not on the first page. Nor are we on the last, though. Goals against. We actually had the 6th best goals against, which is good to see. The worst goals against was the Coyotes there. So before we do start the playoff sim, guys, I want to take a look at the Islanders. Although, you know what? We might end up playing them anyways. So we'll see who we're playing first. Look at those lines. We'll also look at the Islanders lines. And we have the Boston Bruins there in round number 1. Okay, so we'll see what that Bruins team is looking like. I know they don't have Bergeron anymore. Still have Marchand, though, playing on the first line. Scheifele, Pastrnak. That's right. We tried to get Scheifele. He went the Bruins instead, but we have Crosby now, so it worked out. Coyle there, up to an 85. Same with Halla, Hall, Paul Stastny, Spezza, Cahoon, a couple of veterans there. Tanner Pearson, Subnicka, Dickinson, Vakanainen, who was actually just traded for Lindholm. McAvoy's up to 92. Carlo, Ristolainen, Zaitsev, Walker. In goal there, Allmark's 87, Swayman 85. Okay, interesting. Like I said, just quickly here, the Islanders team. So Kincaid is their starting goalie. That just shows you goalies do not matter as long as they're like decent. Uyghur they got, Polak, Dobson, Pellick. I mean, that top 4 is pretty nasty, but it's not like so insane that it makes sense how 76 Keith Kincaid led them to a President's Trophy, but it is what it is. All right, first round here, guys. We're in Boston, sorry. 1-1, we'll take that. Head home here to Ottawa. 3-2 loss, 5-4 OT win. Okay, so tied up. And 8-4 win, just have to win one of the next 2. Come on, head home. Wow, Game 7. Come on, let's not get knocked out first round when we finally make the playoffs. Down 1, Vakanainen. Down 1 still, Batson for us, Scheifele for them. 4-2, Spets empty netter, Pastrnak, Domi for us. Finally make the playoffs, finally have a sick team. We go out and get Crosby. They're out in the first round. Luckily, the Mangiapane trade actually didn't cost us too much, especially if Crosby comes back. And even if he doesn't, we cleared cap space. And now oh my god. Our AHL team, who had 61 wins, dominated the entire league, out in the first round as well to the Cleveland Monsters. Are you kidding me? And look at this, guys. That's why Arizona traded Jacob Chikrin for a first-round pick to Carolina. They jumped from 10-1 to get first overall. They knew something I didn't. Anaheim there jumped from 6-2. And you guys might have noticed the Tampa Bay Lightning are Stanley Cup champions again. That is their 3rd Stanley Cup in 6 years. I would say that's probably a dynasty. Brady Tkachuk went off for us in the playoffs. 10.7 games, unfortunately, was just not enough. Looking at this playoff tree here, Lightning swept the Canadiens, swept the Bruins, Panthers in 6, their Florida rival, then swept the Lightning. Wow. To go 16-2 in the playoffs, that's a record. In real life, not in franchise. The franchise, I think, best record we've had was a 16-1 run, which is insane. I've never gone completely undefeated, though, in the playoffs. Looking at the awards next here, we already know the team awards. Tampa, of course, beat Winnipeg there. Individual, McDavid, Art Ross again, and the Hart. Shea Theodore, James Norris, that's pretty cool. Connor McDavid, Lady Bing. Perot there did win the Calder. Kucherov, Conn Smythe. Hellebuck, Vezina, and the William Jennings Trophy. Allen there, Bill Masterton. Canadians coach Jack Adams. Crosby got the Selke for us. Okay, that's cool. McDavid, Ted Lindsay, Matthews, Maurice Richard. I just realized too, Matthews is on the Islanders. I don't know how I didn't notice that looking at the points. I think I just, assumed he was on the Leafs, but that's right, he went to free agency. And apparently him scoring a lot of goals helps out Keith Kincaid in net. So team awards, Colorado Eagles there, Calder Cup. We win the regular season Eastern Conference, regular season division, but round 1 exit. And individual awards here, Drury most points, Foot MVP. I thought maybe Tolvanen could have got it. Gilbert there, most goals. Vidicek, best rookie. Yandel, best D-man. He's still going there. Korpisalo, best goalie. Ranta, MVP. Vidicek, sportsmanship. Yermo, community involvement. Rodriguez, though, had the lowest goals against for the 2nd straight season, which is kind of funny because he's actually in the NHL right now winning that award. I feel like he at least, should have split it with Sawgard. So, we'll get to the draft now, guys. Really unlucky. We had 2 awesome teams. Both to get round 1 exited is insane. And Ovechkin here retires at 39 years old with 918 goals, which beats Gretzky's record. 1652 points, so over a point per game. Patty Kane retires at 36. Usually he plays longer than that. Usually he plays up towards 40. Interesting. Getzlav there at 40. Spezza, Stahl. Blake Wheeler calls it quits. I feel like he was a decent player for us that last year. What is that? 46 points, 13 minutes a night. Stastny, Perron, Dustin Brown. Yandel retires after winning AHL Best Defenseman. Zuccarello was down to 79 Gs. So, you had some legends there for sure. Ovi and Kane. Halak, Elliott. Really, nobody crazy there in net. And you got Blake Wheeler, Ryan Getzlav, and Alex Ovechkin now as possible coaches. Again, that could be fun if we do need one. Keep the handle there as a scout. He'll know, the best puck-moving defensemen. Guys that can just kind of whip it around the board. So, we're going to get to the draft now, guys. We have a ton of picks. We have our first-round pick, I believe, still. So, we're still really building through the draft, I feel. We have a lot of good young players coming up. We're going to add more good young players here. Yeah, look at that. We got our first or second, 3/3, couple fourths. We're looking to be in a pretty good spot. Now, haven't actually taken a look at the draft class yet. Unknown first overall. You got to love that. Gem at 5. Okay, let's take a look at these gems. 211. Probably low elite. Same with this one. 200s. Guaranteed low top 4 at 80. That seems, I don't know, I guess that's okay. 93 guaranteed low top 6. The gem better be either I think the gem will probably be higher rated if we actually already know the potential. Probably medium elite goalie, Kudobin. You can usually get them late, 106, that's nice. So I just simmed our first round pick here, guys, and look at this. First overall, Capaduca, 84 medium franchise. Not really sure how our scouts didn't hear about this guy. I'm not an NHL scout. I knew Connor McDavid was franchise potential when he was in the draft. Same with, Crosby, Ovechkin. I feel like sometimes the first overall should at least be known no matter what. Knights, the 83 medium elite at 3. So Columbus there gets one at 6. Does anyone else slip? Usually sometimes there's 1, 9, or 10. Doesn't look like it though. So hopefully we can get a nice pick here. Arizona also another first round pick. Fuller. 71 medium top 4 there. Isn't too bad. I guess Snyder's probably our best pick. Either him or Thompson. Guaranteed medium top 6. Snyder might have wheels. NHL ETA 2 years. Thompson here. Let's take a look. Milan Lucic, NHL ETA 3 years. Well, I'll take Snyder then. He's higher rated. Hopefully he's decent. 68 medium top 4. That's not too bad. Our next pick here, guys, is in the 2nd round. Again, just kind of looking for the best value. I pinned a bunch of guys. I'll probably just take whoever's going to go next that we have pinned. That'd be Strombolopoulos here, who's ranks 80. So I think I'm actually going to trade back. So I don't even actually need a 2nd round pick this year. So we have 3/3. So we can take that guy with the 67th or even 72nd pick. We can try and get the Rebbing 2nd next year, along with a 4th. This would be great value if they say yes. Wow, okay, so we get a 2nd next year and another pick. I don't think our 2nd was on the second half too, so that seems like a great trade. Let's actually take a quick look here and see who they got with our pick. 65 medium top 9. Yeah, no, I'm glad I traded that for a 2nd and a 4th. So like I was saying, we'll take that guy. Guaranteed low top 4, supposed to be 80 whatever. Strombolopoulos. Please be decent. And 62 low top 4 is not terrible. Now the next pick here, guys, we have the option of 3 forwards. Guaranteed low top 6, maybe medium top 6, probably medium top 6. I just don't really trust the scouts though. I'm going to go with the guaranteed low top 6 because he has the gem. And 65 low top 6 isn't too bad. And both these guys are still here at our next 3rd round pick. So I'm thinking Houston just because more likely to be a medium top 6. And he's actually a medium top 9. Okay, so we made the right pick as it turns out. And around the 4th round here, goalie could be medium starter. This defenseman could be medium elite. I Actually, just realized, wasn't there a goalie that was probably medium elite? This defenseman, low elite. I guess they missed on the goalie I was thinking of. Zubov here. Ancient ETA 5 years. Could be medium elite. I'm willing to take a risk here. We've had a pretty good draft. 51 overall, so he's quite low rated, but he's medium top 4. Really, that's not bad at all. I'll take that. Now, speaking of goalies, this one here, Jody Nichols, might be medium elite. Take a chance. Oh my gosh, what a pick. 48 overall, he is medium elite. End of the 4th round. We've had such an incredible draft. Like, we are going to have so many good young players coming up. And Livingston there, top of the draft. We get this guy we have pinned. Low top 6, but he is 61. Wow, this is actually, I think, our best draft yet. We've just gotten so much good value. What do we have left pinned here? Still a lot. I think probably this defenseman. He's going to go soon. Or actually, this one too. Guaranteed. Rank 205. Oh, interesting. Scout rank's higher, but central scouting, this guy's higher. So we'll go him first. And 49 overall, low elite. Next pick, 212. We'll actually have to trade up a bit. I'm offering the Blackhawks a 6th next year and a 7th this year for their 6th. They say yes. That way we can actually get the other low elite defenseman there that we have pinned. Soleil here, guaranteed low elite. And 51 overall, so a bit higher rated actually. I'm going to send to our next pick here, 212. There's only like 10 picks left in the draft. We still got 4 guys pinned. They're all like 50-50 or whatever. I'm thinking Sopel, who might be medium elite. And 52 medium 7th, not quite. And that is it, guys, for our draft. As I mentioned, I think we did very, very well there. Hopefully free agency is also kind to us. We're able to bring back most of the team. And another re-sign phase here, guys, with $18.5 million in cap space. So Sanderson here is our #1 priority. Got to get him extended. I probably should have honestly done this beginning of the season. I just forgot. He wants 5 years there at 6.5. Really reasonable. 6 years gets a little higher, so we'll do 5. We'll try 5 by 6, honestly, because he's an RFA. Might say yes. And then Crosby there actually wants to come back. 6.8 for him is really reasonable as well. I know a lot of people are probably going to not like this because he's on the Penguins franchise, but I mean, I think if you can sign Crosby, you sign Crosby. We'll do 6.5 there for 2, so it would actually leave us with about $6 million. Zaka went up in rating as a 4th liner. That just shows you how well he did with limited ice time. Like, yeah, 37 points, 21 goals, only playing 8.5 minutes. 85, he wants almost 4. And now I just sorted the forwards by ratings. He's technically the 6th best forward, but he's tied with Norris. And Pacioretty would be more of a scorer for him in the top 6. I noticed Logan Cooley there jumped to 88 after 50 points his rookie year, so that's awesome. I'm expecting a big sophomore season from him. So Zaka here, honestly, I'm just going to let him go. He wants $4 million. I feel like this is the right thing to do. Give him more play time somewhere else. Arvidsson's 83. He wants 2.5. It's actually like quite reasonable. Tolvanen though there making 2.3 already. Colin White here wants 2.2. I'd like to keep him. Could probably get him for like 1 year, 2 million. Good defense awareness. Formanton, okay, what's he want? 1.3. We'll just qualify him. Really, Greg here could grow, could make the team. 775K for 2. Let's do like 900 for 3, especially if he starts to grow. Really good deal. Ratcliffe, 2680. Could be a 4th liner if we really need a guy. I'm just going to qualify. I think he was making like 900K. And honestly, guys, I'm looking at all the forwards you have. I don't think it makes sense to bring Arvidsson back. Like, I'd rather, honestly, probably just give that ice time to, say, Formanton for cheaper. Tolvanen's there. Even like Ratcliffe, who's kind of, you know, more of that power forward. Or maybe we even get like a super good deal like a Domi or a guy even cheaper, like 800K. Now, defensively here, 80 overall, Lucas Johansson. Somehow he went up in rating AHL. 1.5s would be good if we need him, but we don't. So I think actually our defense is locked up. If we can actually get chemistry with Allen, I might even trade Brandstrom possibly. Bernard Docker dropped in rating, but such a good contract. I need to get him going. I think having him on the bottom pair definitely hurting him a little bit. And looking at our goalies here, guys, we're set. We got Anderson, Rodriguez, the 2 NHL goalies. Stallgard, Alexei was the AHL goalies. Nichols there. We just drafted for the future. And so Sanderson wants more money. Colin White wants to test free agency. Crosby, though, is coming back. I was actually surprised he took that money. Looks like prospects after that. So Sanderson here, I'll give a 250K bump to. And then Colin White, I do like him on the PK. He wants to test free agency. I'll just give him what he's asking. Sanderson rejected. Wow, I thought that was pretty reasonable. White does come back for like 6.5 for Sanderson. That's basically what he's asking for. And there we go, we get that done. So we still have $6 million in cap space, and we don't have any holes on the team. That's a good spot to be. And so for agency here, you guys are going to see who's available. Again, we only have $6 million, but you can stretch it out. Barzell, are you kidding me? Wants $15 million. Line there, 12. Ryan Poehling up to an 88. Bergeron, Safronov there, a couple made-up guys. Hall, Slavin, Marchand. Shillington got up to an 86. Okay. So some pretty big names here. Goaltending-wise, Carter Hart. Is he a UFA at 26? No, he's RFA. Same with Ukko-Pekka Lehkonen. The best UFA would be Nelojevic there, 86. Same with Allmark. Luckily, I think, Anderson's our guy. Vanacek, 84 for $2 million is a good deal. Gustin there, free agent now, wants 1.3. Could bring him back, but I'm pretty happy with our goalies. Looking at two-way goalies here. 23.69 medium starters, not bad. I think, honestly, though, we are set still for goalies. Looking at two-way players, Ozzy Weisblatt is UFA 23.80 medium top 6. I want him bad. 3 years, 175K. Great fourth liner or AHL player. Jan Mysick here, 23.74. Hasn't grown too much, but give him a chance here. Looks like a lot of other teams interested as well. Ty Dellandrea, same thing, 24.79. Yolonen, 25.79. I'll get Dellandrea for sure. Hopefully say yes. Antonio Strange is here, 23.75. Honestly, I'm going to sign him just because he scored an insane goal the other day. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, check out my Twitter, and you'll see. Look at this, guys. Phil Kessel, 37.81. Still has an awesome shot. I'm just thinking AHL All-Star. Let's do like 1 year, 800K. And you got Sam Steele here, 27.81. Could be a fourth liner. Could help with the AHL team. I'll do it 2 years, 825K. Oh my gosh. Pius Suter, 82. 85D awareness, 900K. I think I just found a new fourth liner for us. We'll do 2 years, 950. Some great value here. And looking at Michael Rasmussen, guys. So, not the season that just passed, but the one before. 75 points, 82 games. And then I guess he just didn't get signed. 26.80. I'm going to take a chance on him. We're making a lot of contract offers, though, so definitely have to trade some guys, which is fine. I think we're bringing in some really good players. And look at this, guys. Jacob Chicken's a free agent now. So after Arizona trade him to Carolina and then won the first overall pick, they could now sign him back. If we got him, put him in the top 4 with Shabbat, Sanderson, and Doughty, our defense would be insane. He's like just out of our price range, so does he get cheaper? Not really. So I'll give him the exact years he wants. I'll do like 6.25. Or, geez, I'll do like 6 million. I doubt he says yes, but you guys know, miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And next, you guys are trying to get a second and third round pick from the Jets for Guerrero, who's actually like not bad. 21.71 medium top 6. He's just gonna be scratched in the AHL. If I can flip these guys to get picks and like bring in guys later on, I think it makes more sense than having them kind of rot, not grow. Same with Kumatov, 21.68. Ostapchuk, 22.74, high top 9. He's not really growing. Tyler Madden's about done. He actually came off a good AHL season, though. We're bringing in 80, so I can move on. A second and a third for these guys would actually be nuts. Trades rejected. If we can get a second, which we do, that's crazy. So look at that next year. First, 3 seconds, 3/4. Like, the draft's looking good. Now, I was just thinking I could have traded Brandstrom before making Chicken an offer, and I should have. But because I didn't, I'm going to hold on to him. Definitely, oh my gosh, Murphy, third and a white for Othman. Othman is usually a bust, so gonna say no. Sign some new coaches. I think just like 2 new goalie coaches and then an NHL assistant coach. Colin White I actually really like on the PK. I'd like to hold on to him. Actually, the 2 goalie coaches said yes. The NHL assistant coach said no. Max Domi in a third for a second and a fifth. This actually makes a ton of sense because we have so much forward depth already, and we just signed even more. So I'll just, go up around for free. I think we now have 4 seconds. So Sam Steele accepted his offer, guys. Again, that was under $1 million. That's nice. Rasmussen as well. Suter, 82. I think he'll be like a fourth liner. Basically, I think he's replacing Domi at half the cost. Phil Kessel, I believe, will probably just be an AHL All-Star for us. I had to do it. Ty Dellandrea, Mysick there, Stranges, Weisblatt. We went off there in like the 2-way forwards. Course track, a second and third for Murphy White. Murphy's so good defensively, I don't know why I would do that. And Jacob Chikrin there rejected. Didn't offer him enough money, went to the Montreal Canadiens, which is my fault. I should have traded Brandstrom first. Next year, guys, we're trying to make a shake-up on D, offering Drew Doughty, Isaac Ratcliffe, who's still unsigned, and our second-round pick next year for Jared Spurgeon. Minnesota has him on the block with Brodin. Spurgeon, though, a bit more all-around. Brodin's defensive. Spurgeon, pretty good offensive guy. You can see 92 passing there. 89 D awareness, good skater. Again, really good all-around D-man. Jody, 85, so he's 2 overall lower. This also clears up 4 million in cap space, which is kind of nuts. Value's on our side. Let's see what the Wild say. Trades rejected. I kind of figured, as they are taking on a lot more cap. I mean, we could add like Branch into the trade, but then they'd be taking on even more cap space. They probably don't want to do that. They said that we were a bit off in value. Try doing 2 4th-round picks here on top of the 2nd, Ratcliffe and Doughty. Trades accepted. Okay, so it's a big trade. It's a really good trade for us. We got a better defenseman, and we cleared $4 million in cap space. Basically a win-win. And so after that trade, guys, we actually have $11 million in cap space. I think we had like 6.5, and then that trade cleared up, I guess, 4.5. So $11 million. Patrick Line is available. Only 27, 90 overall, wants 9.8. I mean, do we add him? Basically, we'll have him and Pacioretty both this year while we have the extra cap space. And then I think after this year, we'll just let Pacioretty go if we're contending. If we're not, we'll trade him to deadline. And then Liney takes over for him. Younger, better. Seems like a easy move to make. 7 years is a lot. 6 years. If he comes down in price, he actually goes up in price. So 7 sleeves 34. He has no other teams interested right now. Could we get him locked up? $9.5 million for the next 7 years. That would be pretty good. A lot of people are probably thinking that's crazy. We have cheap goalies right now, and again, Pacioretty coming off the books next year. It's a $1.5 million add, and you get a great scorer, one of the best in Line A. Wait to see what he says here. We got a new assistant coach after the other one didn't accept. Colin White, I'd like to hold on to again for the PK. Formanton, I think I got him like $900K for 2 years. He said yes. Come on, Line A. Patrick Line A is joining the Senators. Okay. This team is going to be so nasty. Like, in 1 calendar year, we've added Line A and Crosby. That's nuts. And so next year, guys, again, trying to upgrade our defense. Matthias Ekholm on the block for the Preds. He's 83 overall, so he's actually the same range as Brandstrom, but much more defensive. 89 D awareness there. You can see he's got a few X factors, all defensive ones. I think he'd help out, more than Brandstrom in terms of the PK and, playing bottom pair probably. Brandstrom's an offensive guy, but he's not good enough to even make our power play. So I feel like this trade's good. Myzik here actually has a little bit of value, even though looking like he's probably a bust. Only a 74 with 3 years left to grow. I do have them retaining $2 million on Ekholm, so basically the salary is even. Value's on our side a little bit. We'll see what they say. Trades rejected and not going to retain that much salary. So I know I have to have them retain at least a little bit. Like, he's got 1 year left. Do $1 million. Still rejected. Maybe it'll go through without it. I just want to make sure I don't kind of get screwed here. Trades accepted. Okay, I guess once it's the fall, I can probably move things around. They've also got Krug and Yossi on the block, but Yossi's too much money, especially for an 84. Krug, we already have enough offensive guys. I think I'm done for the summer. I feel like this team we've put together should be, a Stanley Cup favorite. And next year, guys, I'm trying to trade Alex Forman to the Seattle Kraken for a 3rd and a 7th. Basically, he doesn't quite fit in the NHL team. He'd be a 4th liner for us, but I feel like Tolvanen's got a better shot, just better offensively. Not as good as a face-off guy as Suter, not as good defensively as White. And then I think in terms of the AHL team, he's only got this last year left to grow. Phil Kessel's already the veteran, who's going to provide a ton of offense. Everyone else is, still young and growing. So that'd be nice here, train with the Kraken, hopefully get some NHL ice time. 3rd and 7th isn't a bad return. They do say yes. Okay, so a little updated look at the draft picks. You can see 1st, 2 seconds, 3rd, 4th, 2 5ths, 2 7ths, and the year after you can see a couple seconds. So looking good in that regard. I'm going to show you guys the lines for next season. I'm very excited to see how this team plays. Look at that. We got Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, Patrick Laine, first line get a +3. Baston Crosby, Pacioretty on the second gets a +5. Tons of options too with chemistry. You can see Fantilli's in the NHL now with 83 overall. Playing with Cooley and Norris on the 3rd line getting a +2. I could put Crosby first line. That would give them a +5. I could also put Baston on the first line instead of Tkachuk. That would give it a +5. I noticed Fantilli could go first line for a +5, but he's an 83. It wouldn't really make sense to take a 90 out of all those minutes. 4th line's getting a -1, but honestly, I think it's okay because of the chemistry the top 9's getting. And check out our defense, guys. Shabbat and Spurgeon, perfect pairing, get a +5. Bernard Dog here down the top 4, playing with Sanderson on the second pair. Again, really good contract, 2.4 for the next 6 years. Want to get him at least back to 83, if not 84. And then we have Ekholm and Murphy, bottom pair. Ekholm did drop in rating to 81, but still got the defensive X factor, still has 88 D awareness. I think these two is like the ultimate kind of shutdown pair. Goaltending-wise, Anderson's dropped as well, 982, but he's got the X factors. Rodriguez looks to be a pretty solid backup. I'm really excited to see how this team does. I think, we should be a contender. AHL team is insanely stacked. Ridley Gregg, Lucius, Kessel first line. As I mentioned, Kessel still has a very good shot and hands. Thought about putting him in the NHL, but I tried, subbing in for, I think, literally every fourth liner. They still got a -1. I did the same thing with Formanton, and I felt like these were kind of like the 3 best guys, so that's why I went with them. Second line there, you got Fajimo, Steele, Weisbleck in a +2. Tuominen, Stranges, Rasmussen, Olesen, Casper, Hamill. The whole entire fourth line in Tuominen are medium top 6, and then, like, as you can see, the top 6 is all 80s, including Rasmussen. Like, AHL team is stacked. Defensively, Pickering, Allen, Thompson, Brophy there, medium elite, of course. Terry, Saarinen. Thompson's looking like a bit of a bust. 24-78. Has not, I think, grown since, like, the first year. Goaltending, Sauger still 77, but he puts up good numbers. Alexeyev, 72, medium elite, backing him up. Two guys will show you the captaincy. I've made some changes. So, starting with the AHL team here, I decided we had to give the C to Phil the Thrill. He's a veteran. Ridley Gregg's been on the team, I think, the longest after him. So, he's wearing an A, and then same goes for Lassie Thompson. And in regards to the NHL team, I decided to pretend that if Crosby stayed with us, he wanted a letter. And, Bathtson's such a good guy. He gave his A to Crosby because I feel like there's no way Crosby's not writing a letter on your team. And finally here, guys, I'll show you the ratings for next season. I think last year we were like 95, 95, 86. This year we're 97, 94, 82. So defensive ratings actually gone down a bit, but I like it a lot better. I think this team, like I said, is going to do some damage, but we'll have to wait till next episode to find out. If you guys enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.